Hi everybody, it's Bobbie from Fifth Avenue Cakes, and today I thought it would be fun to do some Vermont maple leaves made out of flour paste or gum paste to put on a celebration autumn cake that could either be used for a wedding or your Thanksgiving table. You'll want to start with a well-kneaded piece of flour paste placed on a groove board. With your rolling pin, roll up and down once, and then back and forth to the side. Maple leaves are wider than they are tall, so going side to side is a little bit better. You're going to want your paste to be fairly transparent, since maple leaves have that beautiful transparent look when they change colors. Once you're done, remove your paste with the groove side facing up. Take a maple leaf cutter. Make sure that the groove is in between the two small petals of the bottom of your maple leaf. Scrub it against the board and remove your paste. Your excess paste. Then take a foam board and use the back of a dressing tool to gently coax the maple leaf out of your cutter. Using a 28 gauge wire that I've cut into fourths, you're going to take one piece, dip it in some egg white, remove the excess, and start threading it from the bottom up to about 2/3 of the way. If you keep your finger on the back, you can feel your wire. Go ahead and attach the tiny piece in the back so it appears as if it's actually growing out of that wire. Elongate your petals with a cell pin. Then place your maple leaf in a maple leaf viner. It probably won't fit exactly perfectly, so you'll have to coax it in place. You can use a Dresden tool if you're very careful and just kind of place it to where you want it to be, making sure that it is centered. Place the top on and press firmly. Now go ahead and remove your maple leaf from your viner. If it seems to stick, use gravity to help you out and coax it out. If you find that your veins did not go all the way through, using a very small gem Dresden tool, bring your veins up to the top of each of your leaves, and then go ahead and add in some side leaves or some side veins to your leaf. With some spring-form scissors, we're going to fringe out each of those maple leaves. You can add as much or as little fringe as you want. The best way to know what you want your leaf to look like is to go to some Google images and bring up leaves. Unless you have a gigantic maple leaf in your backyard, then you can bring one in from outside. Now take a piece of tin foil, a small square, and fold it in half so you have a nice deep crease. Place your maple leaf in the crease of your tin foil. Bend your tin foil around so that you achieve beautiful movement. With your gum paste still in the leathery stage where you can move the leaves, you're going to go ahead and add your tape. Pull the tape taut and wrap it around your wire, turning the wire with your left hand and pulling with your right, or the opposite if you're left-handed. You are going to want to dust while this leaf is still in that leathery phase. Now begin to dust your maple leaf, starting with a sunflower or golden yellow. Using a nice round soft brush, you're going to want to dust each of the leaves, starting from the top into the center, the bottom to the center, each of the outer leaves to the center. Everything should come from the outside into the center. That way you will never have a big clump of dust that you don't want. I don't wear gloves because when I turn the leaf over to color the back side, if I have gloves on, I have found it leaves a mark of the dust that's on my gloves. Turn over and do the back of your leaf the exact same way. I have left my paste a white color because I am doing some in the deep red purple and some with that beautiful vibrant orange red. If you find you've got a little too much dust on, you can go ahead and use a camera puffer to puff away the excess. Just make sure that you don't get your other dust that's sitting on your paper. Add a little vine green to a couple of your outer leaves. Just pick a few and do just the side. This will achieve a realistic look when we get all done with our dusting. And be sure to do the back side to match. Now add a little bit of Tiger Lily orange and do the exact same thing, starting from the bottom to the middle, the top of each leaf to the middle, the sides to the middle. Be sure not to go over that little bit of green. However, you do want to blend the color in so it doesn't just look like a spot of green. Dusting is my favorite part of any type of flower paste because that is when your work starts to come to life. We're using a layering technique so that we don't end up with a color we don't want. The dusts that I am using are all from the Sugar Art store, and we do carry them in our shop. I have found they achieve the most vibrant colors I've ever seen. Repeat the orange on the back side of your petal, working from the bottom to the center, the sides of the petal to the center. I find when I'm working with my more deep colors, I switch to a flat brush from my round brush. And I like to put my dust on a piece of parchment paper. It just keeps everything clean and nice, and if I'm going to mix two colors together, it becomes very easy to do so. Remember, it is okay for some of that yellow to show. As leaves change, they don't just change solid to one color. You can go back and re-dust in your green if you think it has gotten too much of the orange color on there. Now we're going to start with red, and we're just going to do a little highlighting with the red, bringing it in from the sides to the center. I don't want to turn this leaf a bright red. I want to keep that orange color. I just want a little bit more depth. And remember, with your maple leaf, you can make it any color you want. I would start with a bunch of colors and a scrap piece of flower paste and work from there so that you're not destroying any of the leaves that you've made. Now we're going to go in and paint with our petal dust the vines. I'm just going to take a little bit of Everclear and mix it with that ruby red color. I'm using a 10-0 script brush so I can get a nice thin line. Start from the bottom of your maple leaf and come up to the top. And then work with the outer leaves. Now go ahead and paint in those tiny little vines that are attached to the center vine. We're also going to dust the stem. When you have finished all of your petals and they're all dusted, you are either going to want to use a steamer, spray varnish, or liquid varnish that you can dip or brush on. I chose to use some spray varnish just because it was the fastest. Any one of those will work. It locks in the paste and it gives you a nice shine to your leaf. You do not have to do the back. Be sure to remember to dust your stem that deep red color. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.